Howdy, folks, and welcome to another iteration of Too Long for Twitter. Today, we are talking about the trade deadline. As of today, the 10th, the 9th of February, about 5 o'clock after work here, and the trade deadline is 2 hours past at this point. We're going to look at all the trades that were proposed today, all the trades that are official over the last couple of weeks and months. So let's get into it. We'll skip the Celtics trade, Noah Vonleh to the Spurs. We'll start with Hachimura going to the Lakers. Happened about a week or two ago. Rui Hachimura goes to the Lakers. The Washington Wizards get Kendrick Nunn and a couple second-round picks. I think this helps the Lakers. It gave them a rotational piece. Kendrick Nunn wasn't any good. And to get Hachimura, who I like, contract is coming up, so we'll see what that looks like in the future. But solid pick. And the Lakers actually had a very, very good trade season. This one happened a couple days ago. Mavericks get Kyrie Irving. It was definitely a weird trade. So officially, it was Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, 2029 first-round pick, 2 future seconds. Now, at first glance, it doesn't seem like a lot for Kyrie Irving. You'd be correct. Spencer Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith are solid players. I love Spencer Dinwiddie more than basically everyone combined on the internet does. Big Spencer Dinwiddie guy, like Spencer Dinwiddie. But that was, he's a decent player, but there's a reason why the Mavericks traded for Kyrie Irving, and he was part of it. So going back to the Nets, you get 2 serviceable players who are right now you could either play or trade in the future, and we'll get to why they'll probably be traded in the future in a little bit as the real big domino to fall happened in the middle of the night. That was super cool. Dorian Finney-Smith, a switchable defender who can shoot a little bit, I believe. And then you get a first-round pick. Kyrie Irving, his contract's up at the end of the year. And obviously there are a lot of shenanigans, and there's a lot of extra stuff with him. And it's not just the player. As a pure talent standpoint, yeah, this looks like a fleece. Also, it helps a lot. Luka Doncic doing so much offensively by himself. Spencer Dinwiddie, while he was good, he wasn't that you could live with doubling, tripling Luka and letting Spencer Dinwiddie kill you. Now you have to choose, between Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, and so it'd be interesting once Luka's back healthy and playing, post All-Star break. It'd be fun to see how that offense goes. See what Jason Kidd can cook up. So overall, I think it's a great trade by the Mavericks. I like the shot. I like the chance. Mark Cuban's the guy who's going to take a chance. I think, all my life it was, the Mavericks are the top 3 of every of the big free agents and they never go to Dallas. Tyson Chandler, I think, the biggest free agent signing, and that was right after I believe that was right after his Knicks, or did he go to the Knicks after that? I don't know. Either way, that was right around the same time when Tyson Chandler was winning, his depoy. I don't know if he was on the Mavericks first, then the Knicks, or the Knicks first, then the Mavericks. Either way, they finally got a star, a true star, not a Porzingis who was you wanted him to be. Dinwiddie is a serviceable. Spencer Dinwiddie is a low-level 3, the highest tier 4 for a championship team, I think. And just having him be your 2 wasn't sustainable. So overall, like that for the Mavericks. It was a little buy-sell for the Nets, which at the time seemed okay. But we'll get into why it kind of looks a little worse a little bit later. Dwayne Dedmon to the Spurs for cash. Gave him a second-round pick. He already got cut. Kessler Edwards to the Kings and draft rights to some guy. Non-factor there. Jakob Poeltl goes to the Raptors for Kem Birch and a first-round pick, a couple seconds. Spurs get weird. Poeltl was one of the headliners along with DeMar DeRozan when they got Kawhi Leonard those years ago. And that trade is kind of representative of the Kyrie Irving trade just a little bit earlier because Kawhi left after that year. He was on his contract, so why at the time the Kawhi return seemed a little low. Same thing for the Kyrie Irving thing. But the Raptors didn't selling their pieces. Siakam, Van Fleet, Anunoby is still all there. And with the departure of a pretty big piece in the Eastern Conference, they could be making a push. I forget where they are, but I'm sure they're right, in that 6 through 10. I'm sure they're in the playoffs right now at the end of the day. Again, don't have the records up with me. But that was a push for a move. Maybe try to sneak in a first round. And you have Jakob Poeltl. So if you do blow it up and Siakam, Van Fleet, and Newby and Poeltl are gone next year, you just add extra ammo. You can probably get those picks back. So this is a wait-and-see kind of deal. The Spurs were just selling off. They got a first-round pick for a guy, a couple seconds, and whatever. Big trade happened last night. Before the big trade that happened last night, Lakers, they get D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, and Jared Vanderbilt. Minnesota Timberwolves, they get Mike Conley, Mikal Alexander, Walker Alexander, 3 second-round picks. Utah Jazz get Russell Westbrook, Juan Toscano Anderson, Damian Jones, and a Lakers pick in 2027. That's top 4 protected. We'll just start with each team. The Lakers, they got better. They got D'Angelo Russell, who's had his struggles. He's been an odd player. He puts up numbers, but are they really impactful to winning? We've seen that in Brooklyn. We saw that in every one of his stops. I mean, there's a reason why they shipped him out of Golden State. I remember, when Golden State got him, that was a nuts trade. And then he goes to Minnesota. He's putting up numbers, but they're not really winning. Is it really his fault? Now he's back on the Lakers, so we'll see with him. Malik Beasley is a good bench scorer or a good scorer. And Jared Vanderbilt was someone that I wanted myself to go after. Very switchable defender, very good defender. So you just upgrade 3 spots on this roster. Minnesota, they get Mike Conley, who's probably a better fit than D'Angelo Russell is. And I mean, right now, if you're Minnesota, you have to go all in. You have no future to fall back on. You gave it up to Rudy Gobert, and that experiment hasn't really panned out. And they obviously between the ball has to move, and Gobert wanted the ball. Towns obviously, when he's healthy, he gets the ball, and Edwards. So kind of a addition by subtraction. I think on paper, D'Angelo Russell's probably better than Mike Conley. Don't hold me to that. I do like Mike Conley, but I think he will play better here, is what I'm getting at. Then Utah, they get that first round pick. What's big? They get a couple salary fillers, and then they're most likely going to cut Russell Westbrook. So, yeah, that's what we got so far for those trades that happened yesterday. And here is all of the still technically unofficial trades, but all the trades that happened today. Interesting. Josh Hart trade last night. The Knicks, they're doing things. Also, Kevin Durant trade. That's the one that I just don't see here, which is silly. But Kevin Durant last night, man. Maybe if I go to this, I'm on the NBA, stuff, and it's stupid. I don't like this one bit. I don't like this. Why isn't the Kevin Durant trade there? All right, we'll just go back. We'll just do it. Kevin Durant goes to Phoenix. Kel Bridges, Cam Johnson, a bunch of picks go the other way. Suns right now, that's nuts. Kevin Durant getting traded is absolutely nuts. He's on the Suns. They're going to pair him with Ayton, pair him with Chris Paul. I mean, the do or die. Chris Paul isn't getting any younger, excuse me. DeAndre Ayton he's been like, I don't want to be there. I forgot they did sign him to a Supermax, or I know they weren't initially, whatever. But you get Kevin Durant. Anytime you get a top 3 player in the world, that's a win for you. And they're going all in. It's going to be super fun. And a lot of why this trade deadline was super fun was because that West was jam-packed. The Lakers are in the 13th seed right now. They have a plausible, obviously everyone's going to, suck them off and think that they're a championship contender. But they got better. They got better. And if Anthony Davis and LeBron James stay healthy and stay contributing the way they've been contributing, and the other pieces fit in nicely, they dug themselves a pretty big hole, but those are players that can dig themselves out. So, and there's so many, the Jazz and the Thunder, who are clearly tanking. They're in the playoff discussion. That's how super jumbled the West is. You can jump 3 or 4 spots by just gaining a game or 2 over someone else. So that's why a lot of these things are flying. and the Suns are going all in. They are trying to separate themselves from the pack, and I think they did. They are the clear favorite in the West right now. I think Kevin Durant's one of those guys you can plug and play him on any team, regardless. So that's going to be fun. Celtics get Mike Muscala. Celtics just got that fourth center, that third center. He can shoot a lot. They gave up 2 future seconds, and Justin Jackson didn't play. I don't see this is an upgrade for a team that needed a little bit on the back end. The Bucks get Jay Crowder immediately from the Nets, who went over in the Kevin Durant trade just last night. So, Boss Man 99, he is playing again on the Bucks. That's an upgrade. Also, what a big day for sending 5 second-round picks away. I don't think any team has any of their original second-round picks between now until when I'm 30. Every trade has 5 first-round picks. Then the Pacers get Serge Ibaka 2 seconds, Jordan Nwora, and Serge Ibaka got cut, so he's on the buyout market. So Bucks get an upgrade. All the rebuilding teams get some ammo. Fair trade. Yes, Thomas Bryant wanted out. Once he found out that Anthony Davis came back, his minutes were replenishing. He gets sent to the Nuggets. Devon Reed in a few seconds go over to Lakers, trying to replenish that draft capital that he gave away. Devon Reed, it's kind of a Thomas Bryant wanted out. Fine, see you later. He goes to the Nuggets. The Nuggets get a backup big. Thomas Bryant I think he'll be good. Underrated trade here. Matisse Thybulle goes from 76ers to the Blazers. Jalen McDaniels goes from the Hornets to the Sixers, and Zvi Mikhailuk goes to the Hornets. Hornets get a second. Sixers get 2 seconds. Matisse Thybulle kind of ran himself out of Philadelphia. He had that rookie season, which was awesome. 3-and-D guy that every team would love, and then just the offense disappeared. The defense is still good. Then I get Jalen McDaniels, who's a little bit better offensively. He's not completely inept. And then he's still a good switchy defender. So this is a really big, I think you add another solid rotation piece to Philadelphia. Plus he had a couple seconds. And Portland, again, that jumble, they get Matisse Thybulle. Hopefully they can figure something out for him. Paul George ended up going to the Pacers. He'll probably be bought out. Just trying to look here. Bones Highland goes to the Nuggets. Now this is a weird one. Bones, obviously an offensive player, not much of a defender, and they already have Jokic playing a lot of minutes, who Jokic isn't that great of a defender. A negative, truly. Not a liability, obviously his offense provides, he could let me score, and his offense still keeps him on the floor. He's the 2-time MVP, probably should be the 3-time MVP after this year. But Bones Highland, I guess his days were done. He's going to the Clippers, and the Clippers did a lot of good stuff this trade deadline as well. And they just send out 2 seconds, and you get a promising young guard who you can develop. Suns get Darius Bazley for Dario Saric and 2nd-round pick. Shout out, not Syracuse Orange legend Darius Bazley. Bazley wasn't playing, I don't think. Saric, he wasn't playing that much and probably wouldn't play now that you just got Kevin Durant. So just a swap there. Suns taking a shot at Bazley. I like it. This one was a weird one. So it was a 3-team deal where James Wiseman went to the Pistons. Sadiq Bey went to the Hawks. Then the Warriors got Kevin Knox, and then Kevin Knox ended up going to Atlanta, actually. And then 5 second-round picks. James Wiseman, the number 2 overall pick just 2 years ago, getting traded for 5 second-round picks. That's insane. And remember during that draft time, I was talking to a lot of draft people that, I don't know, James Wiseman just isn't it. And just imagine if they just drafted LaMelo Ball or someone else. And there's a couple of these really high draft picks that the Lakers had, the Warriors had. Moses Moody I really liked. He hasn't really been developing. Kuminga's playing a little bit better and playing a little bit more, but these are all 3 of these guys are top 5 picks, top 8 picks, and you just didn't develop them. And this is an organization that developed players well. So I don't know if it's the players, I don't know if it's just them. They were a weird, they had those injury seasons and got a lot of really good young talent, and immediately went back into winning. So I understand kind of that limbo you have to play, but I think it could have been better. Wiseman going to Detroit where he can try to flourish. Rockets and Hawks made a deal. Nothing there. This one's voted the meanest trade of all time. Eric Gordon and 3 second-round picks go to the Clippers. Add shooting. whatever. Luke Kennard goes to the Grizzlies. Grizzlies get shooting. John Wall goes to the Rockets. Danny Green and rights to a second-round pick in 2023. So John Wall back on the Rockets, where he just invaded the Rockets and basically lambasted them on a podcast. And now he's right there. So that's cool. That was the meanest thing I've seen maybe in my life. Josh Richardson goes to the Pelicans. Devontae Graham, 4 future seconds, goes to the Spurs. Spurs cleaning house, as they should. Devontae Graham didn't really think he was the... Who did they trade? I forget who they traded, but Devontae Graham ended up going to there, and everyone's like, oh, that's cool. And then he just didn't do anything. And then Josh Richardson is good, though. I like Josh Richardson. He was on the Celtics for half that year last year. Ended up getting him for Derek White. And finally eligible to get traded. He's going to help that Pelicans team. Once Zion gets back, that'd be fun. This one's a fun one as well. Mo Bamba to the Lakers. Patrick Beverley, a future second in cash considerations. Mo Bamba, he's a weird guy. He's had all the talent in the world, or everyone thought he did. You know, he's 7-footer that can shoot. I haven't really paid attention to him much, but I'm interested to see what his role on the Lakers will be, or how well he will play on the Lakers. I'm not sure if this is much of a needle shift as a lot of people want to think, just because of name recognition of Mo Bamba. Granted, hand up, I haven't watched him play a lot. I've seen the Magic torture the Celtics all year, but other than that, Patrick Beverley going to Magic. Now, I see some people that are around the Magic or follow the Magic a little bit close. So this could be good. Like, if he sticks around for that young core, be interesting. We'll see what happens with Pat Bev. Mason Plumlee of the Clippers. Mason Plumlee isn't a slouch. He is a very capable backup big. Reggie Jackson goes to the Hornets. I think he is getting bought out. So you get a backup center for a second-round pick in 2028. Another good deal by the Clippers. They made a few of those. Gary Payton II goes back to the Warriors. 5 future firsts go to the Blazers. I don't know which 5 future firsts, but fine. I think he's been rehabbing an ACL or whatever, or an injury, so he goes right back to the Warriors, where he just won a championship last year. Familiar with it. And that's all I got. If I missed any, let me know in the comments below. But who do you think your biggest losers, your biggest winners of the trade deadline are? If I were to throw in my hat, I think the Miami Heat a loser, and the Chicago Bulls. They did not do anything. I mean, the Heat are definitely a better place than the Bulls, but there are reports that Zach LaVine has basically, everyone hates him now. So the Bulls, I think, would take my cake as the biggest loser. Biggest winner, I think it's hard not to look at the Los Angeles teams and say they didn't get better. Any contender that added a piece. But the biggest winner is the Suns. They got Kevin fucking Durant. I mean, you win that trade every day of the week. Now, if your team didn't make the moves you want, or do not fret, the buyout market is, I don't know exactly when the deadline is, but players starting to get cut, the buyout market begins. That's where some of these contenders can really make a big move. So tune out for that. Maybe I'll make a video on stuff like that. There's a lot. But thank you for watching this video. Again, what are your thoughts of the trade deadline? It was hectic. That last 2 hours were fun, scrolling on Twitter and checking up on Woj and Shams. But let me know, what did your favorite team do? Do you think that your title odds continued, or are you closer to Wemby? You let me know in the comments below. Leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll see you soon. I'm Cody Schaus from Pittsburgh 33 Games, wishing you fun, happy, safe rest of your day. Thank you.